What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today I'm going to be explaining the meaning behind Call of Duty 2019 not being Modern Warfare 4, but instead just being Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So, I have to admit, just a day ago I was hearing a lot of rumors in the community over on Twitter that Call of Duty 2019 potentially would be another Modern Warfare game with a different name, but wouldn't be referred to as Modern Warfare 4. When I heard that, at first I was a bit shocked because I felt like it would be a huge financial loss for Activision to not take advantage of this opportunity to call it Modern Warfare 4 and bring so many people back to the franchise who maybe haven't played Call of Duty or many games at all since 2011, Modern Warfare 3. So I figured it'd be stupid on Activision's part not to call this game Modern Warfare 4 so it could feel like a true nostalgic Call of Duty experience. And I was a bit confused, I have to admit that, but earlier today Kotaku released a follow-up article to one of their Modern Warfare 4 articles, and in this new one, it refers to Call of Duty 2019 as just Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And if you guys also didn't notice, in many of their other recent articles, they rarely ever say Modern Warfare 4, but instead just say new Modern Warfare game. So they've been referring to this title for a while, but I'm sure they didn't have any real credible or strong information to support it until now. And now they have some pretty strong evidence to say the new Call of Duty is just called Modern Warfare. And if you guys are wondering why, it does make perfect sense and actually ties perfectly into why Call of Duty 2020 is going to be Black Ops 5. So this is something I've been talking about for many years now. I think I've been talking about this since Black Ops 3 released, because when Black Ops 3 released, it really threw off the meaning of Black Ops in a Call of Duty title. And the reason why is because the campaign had little to no connection to the previous Black Ops games. The only thing continuing really was zombies, and they can easily continue zombies and the Ether storyline and the Chaos storyline with a Call of Duty that has a different subtitle that isn't Black Ops. They've done it before with World at War going into Black Ops 1. Even though it's in the same universe, they can still do the same thing going forward. Have a different Call of Duty game take place in the Black Ops 3 and 4 universe, but just have it under a different subtitle. It would work perfectly fine, but instead, Activision knows for a fact that Black Ops games sell, and they know Modern Warfare games sell, so I think going forward, it financially makes sense for Activision to want Treyarch and Infinity Ward to release Black Ops and Modern Warfare sequels, respectively, for as long as possible. Until Call of Duty isn't on a yearly cycle, then I don't see too many new titles being released, but that of course depends on whether or not Raven or Sledgehammer step back up into that 3-year cycle and start making their own games again. That'll be way after Call of Duty 2020, but we'll talk more about that in a bit. So in terms of why we were all calling it Modern Warfare 4 for the longest time, then all of a sudden it turned into just Call of Duty Modern Warfare, this news is pretty new to almost all of us, but looking at it now, it does make sense. They're pulling a move that most franchises are actually pulling today. So we have movies and games and all types of media that don't refer to their sequels as Part 3, Part 4, Part 5. We have God of War 4 just being called God of War. You have a Fast and the Furious sequel just being called The Fast and the Furious. You have Battlefield releasing Battlefield 1. What a weird name. You have Rambo having a sequel just called Rambo. So many games and franchises that do this, and all it means once again is that it's a soft reboot that doesn't heavily rely on the previous releases to further the narrative. So what we could assume right now is that Call of Duty Modern Warfare will be a sequel of some sorts that will definitely reference the previous Modern Warfare games. It will definitely have Easter eggs and some dialogue hinting at the previous events, but it won't heavily rely on previous characters and storylines and villains to push the story forward. So it's almost safe to say that even if the game is a prequel, it's still taking place in the Modern Warfare universe no matter what. It could be a prequel before Modern Warfare 1 and between Modern Warfare 2 and 3. We never know what this game is, and we'll of course find out when the reveal, which is probably going to be next week or sometime on May 30th, as previously leaked as well. But taking a look at this, like I said earlier, going along with how Treyarch is taking over Call of Duty 2020, it wasn't just confirmed that Treyarch is taking over from Raven and Sledgehammer while there'll be support teams. That wasn't just confirmed, but it was automatically and immediately confirmed that Call of Duty 2020 would be Black Ops 5. And I trust Kotaku with this because they have a lot of inside sources when it comes to the Call of Duty community and Activision, so I'm trusting them on this. But notice how, as I said, it wasn't just confirmed Treyarch is taking over, but there will be a Black Ops 5. So it's safe to say that Modern Warfare is probably getting a new trilogy, while Black Ops is probably going to go up until maybe Black Ops 6, so they'll have 6 games. That's just safe to assume right now, looking at how Activision wants to run things. They use Black Ops 4 as a guinea pig to see how far they could get with microtransactions, almost as if the game was a live beta for what they would then add in to Call of Duty 2019, Call of Duty 2020, so expect the microtransactions to be stronger than ever with some of these upcoming games, with how well Modern Warfare and Black Ops do sell within the Call of Duty community. But this doesn't in any way take away from some potential good storytelling that this game will probably have, and once again, it's probably going to set up a new trilogy. I really would not be surprised, but expect new characters, expect new weapons, expect some new areas, but also expect some familiar people, expect some familiar weapons, and also expect some familiar lines of dialogue referencing the previous games. It's not a complete reboot, but once again, a soft reboot that ensures that a new trilogy or a new series of games could be made using the narrative of this new game. So that's all that is. It's nothing too crazy, but once again, it's in the Modern Warfare universe. You have nothing to be worried about, and I'm assuming Modern Warfare 4 was probably a placeholder title because technically it is Modern Warfare 4, but I think they just want to drop the number. They don't want to release Modern Warfare 5, Modern Warfare 6. What I expect them to do after this Call of Duty Modern Warfare is probably to do a sequel that has another little title, another little word next to Modern Warfare. So it'll be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare Operation Kingfish or something. That'll probably be the title for the next Infinity Ward Call of Duty from a few years away. So I don't think they'll do a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 once the sequel rolls around eventually. They'll probably have another name next to Modern Warfare to classify it as a sequel to Call of Duty 2019, but still in the Modern Warfare universe. So let me know what you think of all this down below in the comment section. I really hope this helped you guys out with understanding why they went with a soft reboot instead of just calling it Modern Warfare 4. But that's about it. Leave all comments down below in the comment section. This has been dkdynamite, and peace out, everyone.